What have we here?
You are stopped by the Empress's occult advisor, Morrigan. She introduces herself to you and notifies you that she is aware of your activities. She hints that you two may be looking for the same prey. Recently, she found and killed an unwelcome guest from Tevinter. She believes that Empress Celine is in danger and is hesitant to leave her side. She did find a key on the person's body, but where it leads, she has no clue. But she is trusting you to find out what's going on. Morrigan believes if anything happens to the Empress, all eyes would turn to her, as she is an apostate mage and an outsider. She warns you that there are enemies everywhere, and not only from Tevinter. She then takes her leave and heads towards Empress Celine. Earlier, you heard whispers of people not coming back from the servants' quarters, so you head that way believing the key will unlock the path. In the servants' quarters, you find many of the servants slaughtered and a assassinated nobleman. You are then attacked by Venatori assassins. You gather more evidence and build your case on who is responsible. You are then called back to the ballroom again, where you meet Duke Gaspard's sister, Floriane. She warns you that the attack is coming soon, and to head to the royal wing and meet with Duke Gaspard's head mercenary. She believes you can get more info out of him. Before you head to the quarter, you discuss what you think with your council. They discuss two options: stopping the assassination or just letting it happen, as Corypheus just wants chaos, and with a civil war still going on, he still gets that. One of these leaders must come out victorious tonight. You head towards the royal quarter and meet with the mercenary. You find him tied up. It is a trap. Floriane then walks into the room and reveals her intentions. She was the one who suggested the ball, and it was her who planned the assassination in service of Corypheus. Believing he will give Floriane all of Thedas once he has ascended, she leaves the room believing the summoned demons and Venatori troops would be enough to end you. You survive the trap and gather more evidence in the royal quarter. Then the moment of the assassination arrives. No matter what you choose, Floriane is dealt with by the end, and whoever rules Orlais can vary depending on your choices. Morrigan then meets you on the balcony and informs you that she has been assigned as a liaison with the Inquisition, as they believe you will be needing her talents in the future. She makes her preparations and moves to Skyholt. After the events in Orlais and Adamant, you head back to Skyhold. When you arrive, a Chantry mother can be seen arguing with Josephine. With Orlais' war over, the Chantry's next concern is to choose the next divine. The mother believes that they require Liliana and Cassandra in order to pick the next divine, as they were Justinia's left and right hand and her most trusted advisors. She believes due to this, either of the two would be able to unite the clergy like no one before them. At this point, through the rest of the game, you can back 3 different people to be the next divine. Cassandra, who wishes to change things, but slowly, as not to cause too much chaos. Liliana wishes to tear the whole thing down to the bottom and rebuild. And Vivienne keeps the status quo, but with more independence for mages, and the Templars under her direct control. Once the mother leaves, Josephine mentions that now Corypheus has lost his army, and his plans to cause chaos in Orlais have failed. Cullen wishes to press the attack before he can recover. Corypheus is now on the defensive, retreating to the Arbor Wilds. He is searching for something in one of the elven ruins in the area. What it is, Liliana cannot suss out, but Morrigan believes she knows what Corypheus seeks: a power ancient and dangerous. She asks you to meet her in her quarters. She shows you a large magical mirror called an Illuvian, an elven artifact from the time before the Elven Empire fell to humans. She believes that one of these mirrors may lie somewhere in the Arbor Wilds. She found legends of an untouched elven ruin in the area that may have an Illuvian, but it was too dangerous, so she searched elsewhere for hers. The Illuvian is a portal that leads to the Crossroads, a nexus in between time and space that is connected to all other Illuvians in the world. Morrigan describes that the ancient elves left no roads behind, only ruins, hidden all over the world. These Illuvians were how they traveled. Many of the mirrors have fallen into disrepair, but a few can be opened from the Crossroads. Most require a key on the outside to open, an object of power or a spell. Morrigan believes that Corypheus has learned the existence of these Illuvians and wishes to enter the Crossroads. As she describes, someone with immense power can tear open into the Fade much easier from there. Corypheus has summoned the last of his forces to the Arbor Wilds to secure it, then wants to enter the Fade and attain godhood. But Morrigan believes he is more likely to unleash forces that would destroy the world. While chasing Corypheus deep into the ruins, you notice he is meeting some resistance. He is battling against ancient elves who have sworn themselves to protecting this land. While dealing with the protectors, he mentions a well of souls. You look towards Morrigan for an answer, but she shrugs as she has no idea what Corypheus is speaking of. Corypheus then crosses their defenses and sets off an explosion, opening the way and killing himself. His army charges forward into the temple. As you follow, suddenly behind you, a Grey Warden begins to vomit black and transform. You witness firsthand Corypheus's ability to resurrect. It seems as though his essence is passed to any blighted creature, and then he is able to rebuild himself. Archdemons possess the same ability, but Morrigan is unsure how Corypheus attained it. Corypheus notices your presence and commands the Archdemon to attack, but you are successful in getting inside the temple and sealing the entrance behind you. Once the threat is passed, you speak to Morrigan and ask questions about this Well of Sorrows. She again states that she has no idea what it is, but if Corypheus wants it, it's best to keep it out of his grasp. You then enter further into the Temple of Mythal. Morrigan gives you more information on who Mythal was. She believes that Mythal was a powerful being who elves described as a god. She is not even sure Mythal was one person, as she is described as a being of justice and motherly kindness. But on other accounts, she is described as a vengeful god, bringer of pain and agony. If Solus is in the party, his tone is a bit annoyed with Morrigan. If you ask Solus if he knows any more, he simply says that Mythal was both of these things, and neither. She was a mother, protective and fierce. He then asks to drop the subject. Morrigan then mentions that all accounts of Mythal end the same, exiled to the beyond with her brethren. According to legend, the elven gods were tricked by the Dreadwolf and trapped in a land beyond the Fade. Many Dalish elves believe this act was the reason why the elves fell to the humans, and their gods did not save them. Further in, you find a statue of the rebel god Fen'Harel, the Dreadwolf. Morrigan is confused by this, and again, Solus gives an annoyed tone.
Why would this be here?
Something wrong?
It depicts the Dread Wolf, Fen'Harel. In elven tales, he tricks their gods into sealing themselves away in the beyond for all time. Setting Fen'Harel in Mythal's greatest sanctum is as blasphemous as painting Andraste naked in the Chantry. There must be reason behind the mysteries. I refuse to believe we cannot tease them out.
For all your knowledge, Lady Morrigan, you cannot resist giving legend the weight of history. The wise do not mistake one for the other.
Further in, you see the Venatori break the floor beneath them and skip the trials ahead. You are then given a choice to follow or do the correct rituals, as Morrigan believes you should not arrive at the Well of Sorrows unprepared. Now that she is aware of the well, she does not wish for it to fall in the wrong hands, and believes she would be the best to preserve it. Further in, you're entrapped by the Guardians of the Ruins. Their leader is Abelos. He explains that they were tasked to protect the temple, and each time intruders entered, they would wake from their slumber. In the conversation, it is revealed that the Elven Empire was not destroyed by Tevinter with the rise of humans. The elves had already been warring with themselves, and by the time the temple doors closed, the time of the elves was over. He describes humans taking over like a crow feasting on a corpse. At this point, you can either work with the Sentinels or push through them. Either way, you make it to the Well of Souls and deal with the Venatori mage leader and vessel for the well. Afterwards, you yourself make your way to the well above, along with Abelos and Morrigan. Abelos planned on destroying the well before anyone can get to it. Morrigan disagrees and wants the power for herself and plans to use it to destroy Corypheus. Abelos explains more of what the well is. When a servant of Mythal reached the end of their life, they would pass on their knowledge to the well. It is the collective knowledge of all of the servants of Mythal. Before you partake in the well, Abelos warns you that the price is steep, as drinking its waters will forever bind you to the will of Mythal. Morrigan believes she is in no danger, as Mythal was banished a long time ago by the Dreadwolf. Abelos quickly corrects her, stating that the Dreadwolf had no part in her murder. Morrigan is confused by this tale, as it means common elven legend is vastly incorrect. The Sentinel simply states she was betrayed, by those who destroyed the temple originally. In the back, an alluvian can be seen. Morrigan believes she was correct after all, and that the Well of Sorrows is the key to access the alluvian. You are then given a choice on who should drink from the well. It is decided by the party that the only real candidates are yourself and Morrigan. Either way, your party takes the power of the well for themselves and escapes before Corypheus can catch you. With the knowledge from the well, you discover how to defeat Corypheus once and for all. The archdemon at his side is not truly an archdemon. It is a dragon that Corypheus invested part of his soul to. Morrigan believes he did this out of pride to emulate the gods he used to worship. Kill the archdemon, and Corypheus' ability to bounce to another body is disrupted. With the well's knowledge, you are also given power to battle against the archdemon. Depending on choices from prior games, receiving this power can play out quite differently. If the ritual was completed in Dragon Age Origins, Morrigan gives birth to a son infused with the soul of an old god. After the well, her son suddenly goes missing. You find him in the Fade, following him through an activated alluvian. When you arrive, he is standing close to an old woman. Her name is Flemeth, Morrigan's mother. Morrigan ran away from her mother after she discovered that she extends her life by taking over the bodies of her daughters. And now she believes she has come for her son instead. Morrigan tries to fight back, but is stopped by Flemeth's command to whoever drank from the well. It is instantly revealed that Flemeth is Mythal, and now the drinker is bound to her will.
I do not understand. How can you be Mythal?
Once I was but a woman, crying out in the lonely darkness for justice. And she came to me, a wisp of an ancient being, and she granted me all I wanted and more. I have carried Mythal through the ages ever since, seeking the justice denied to her.
Why did Mythal come to you?
For a reckoning that will shake the very heavens.
And you follow her whims? Do you even know what she truly is?
You seek to preserve the powers that were, but to what end? It is because I taught you, girl. Because things happened that were never meant to happen. She was betrayed as I was betrayed, as the world was betrayed. Mythal clawed and crawled her way through the ages to me, and I will see her avenged!
If Morrigan drank from the well, Flemeth blesses her with the power to take on the archdemon. If you drank from the well, you're able to enlist the help of a dragon that protected the altar of Mythal. In the version with the sun, Flemeth gives Morrigan an ultimatum.
As you wish. Hear my proposal, dear girl. Let me take the lad, and you are free of me forever. I will never interfere with or harm you again. Or keep the lad with you, and you will never be safe from me. I will have my due.
He returns with me.
Decided so quickly.
Do whatever you wish. Take over my body now if you must, but Kieran will be free of your clutches. I am many things, but I will not be the mother you were to me.
No more dreams?
No more dreams. A soul is not forced upon the unwilling, Morrigan. You were never in danger from me. Listen to the voices. They will teach you, as I never did.
Wait!
Afterwards, everything is set. You now have the power to match the archdemon. All that is left is to find Corypheus. You meet with your council and discuss the next steps. Either Morrigan or the dragon will distract the archdemon, while you deal with Corypheus yourself. As your council tries to figure out where he may be hiding, a bright green light envelops the room from outside. You look and you can see that the breach has been reopened. Back at the conclave where it all began, the House of Sacred Ashes. Corypheus is calling you out to settle things once and for all. When you arrive, he raises the ground beneath you to the sky and sends his dragon towards you, but it is interrupted by either Morrigan in dragon form or the guardian dragon you enlisted help from. The final battle begins. As you fight Corypheus, the two dragons come tumbling down. Severely weakened, you're able to help take out the fake archdemon once and for all. Corypheus, now vulnerable, calls on all his remaining power and attempts to tear the breach further, but you are successful in stopping him and taking the elven orb. You then quickly close the breach using the orb, and with the remaining power, use it to give Corypheus what he wanted. You transport his weakened state into the Fade. But at the end of the battle, Solus can be seen distraught as he picks up the shattered elven orb. You try to comfort him, but his expression does not change. Something feels off, and if you ask him if there's more to this story, he simply says it was not supposed to be this way, and that no matter what comes, that you have his respect. You hear the calling of the rest of your companions and go to meet them. There is a strange calmness now. The sky is permanently scarred from the battle, and you turn to look behind you, and Solus is gone. You and your friends head back to Skyhold and take in this tremendous victory. Liliana pulls you aside and informs you that our people have looked everywhere and found no trace of Solus. He clearly does not want to be found, but she says she will keep looking. You spend the rest of the night with your friends celebrating, and in the final scene, it cuts to Flemeth, Nier, and Illuvian.
I knew you would come.
You should not have given your orb to Corypheus, Dread Wolf.
I was too weak to unlock it after my slumber. The failure was mine. I should pay the price. But the people, they need me. I am so sorry.
I am sorry as well.